If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your.
I don't like nothing about him.
Gervonta and Terence Crawford have been at odds for some time, and until today, we simply couldn't have predicted how disastrous a face-to-face encounter could be.
I got a question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terence Crawford look? 147? 147. I tap that chin, you know he going to sleep.
I already know. I already know he ain't got no chance. I already know.
Gervonta Davis fight week is almost here, and as he finishes up his training camp and prepares for his 31st fight and 29th knockout, he and his opponent, Roach, had a behind-the-scenes press conference where they conducted a roundtable interview in Brooklyn, New York, near the fight's location. Conversely, Terence Crawford has resided in New York since Gervonta Davis' bout with Dennis Baroni.
Whoever, I told Tank know what's up. You know what I mean? He know what he up against when he fights Shakur or Keyshawn. You know what I mean? He want to fight these.
Terence Crawford, Claressa Shields, and a few other prominent boxers were among those in attendance at the Valentine's Day fight at Madison Square Garden. Since then, Terence Crawford has been in New York with the intention of moving to Saudi Arabia to watch Shakur Stevenson fight Floyd Sheffield. Surprisingly, when Terence Crawford arrived for the press conference between Gervonta Davis and Roach, the entire gathering quickly erupted into violence when Tank was approached by Davis over some of his recent remarks about him.
Tank would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Here's what actually happened, and the statement Terence Crawford made that led to their most recent altercation. Crawford acknowledged making the remarks and daring Dawn to move, but Terence Crawford made the quicker move and shoved Tank Davis before people separated them. Since making his professional debut in March 2008, Feud, 37, of Omaha, Nebraska, has accomplished more than many fighters could ever hope for. He has won world titles in 4 different weight classes and the undisputed titles in super lightweight and welterweight, as he gets ready to make his ring comeback later this year against Mexican superstar Saul Canelo Alvarez, but has sent a message to a current world champion that he says is conceited.
I just felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around.
Crawford discussed his feelings for World Boxing Association lightweight champion Gervonta Davis on the Cigar Talk podcast, saying, "I just really don't like that dude. Like, I really don't like him. I don't like anything about him. I just feel like, he's just one of these arrogant little dudes that's using what you got to shield him. He has a lot of security guards around him. And you know what I mean. He in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that, bud. Yes, David is a fighter, and he's a darn good one. I appreciate him as a fighter because he has power, skills, and amazing boxing talent. But I don't like his basic character or his methods."
I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
Given the current weight, a matchup between the American stars doesn't appear likely to occur anytime soon. The difference between the two is that Crawford's last fight was at 154 PBS in August of last year, and his showdown with Canelo is scheduled to take place at 168 pounds. Although the majority of his career success has occurred at lightweight, he has an unbeaten 30-match record and has proven to be an incomprehensible puzzle for his opponents. In a packed lightweight division that is begging for unification fights, Davis is the WBA champion.
I know, man, he's in the limelight and stuff like that, but in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah,
but like his core personality and his ways.
The IBF championship is owned by Vasyl Lomachenko, while Gervonta Davis recently took the WBO belt away from Dennis Barrick on Valentine's Day with a horrifying body shot. Shakur Stevenson still has the WBC title. In the immediate aftermath of watching his training partner defeat Baroni, KO Crawford told Fight Hype that Dant wouldn't say goodbye to Kaysen or Shakur. He said that he knows what he is up against, and that if he fights Shakur or Kaysen, he wants to fight these guys that everyone knows aren't going to give him a fight because they aren't mentally prepared. They may have a little skill here and there, but they won't be able to keep it up throughout the entire fight. And those two guys, Shaker and Kissin will be the ones to give him his first fight.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens, or is it like
In exclusive interviews with TalkSport.com over the past few weeks, Keeson has been beaming with confidence as he compared a matchup with Gervonta to the beating Crawford gave Errol Spence Jr. in July 2023 for the undisputed welterweight crown. I see myself giving Gervonta the same beating that Terence gave Spence. Shaker and Kissin share the same thoughts and opinions regarding a potential showdown with Dant. According to Keen, TalkSport.com, his style seems to fit my own well. Although I'm young, I don't think it will last the full 12 rounds, but I can fight for 12 rounds if necessary. I'm smarter than him, both inside and outside the ring. In fact, I'm smarter than him overall. The only thing we keep bringing up is that one-punch guys that everyone knows aren't going to give them any fight because they're not mentally prepared. They may have a few skills here and there, but they won't be able to. I have power, and I've knocked fighters out with one punch, but he has done it consecutive times. We know he has got that one punch, but we don't know yet what I truly have because I only have 12 fights, and I've only been fighting on a truly elite level for 3 fights. This fight will be my 4th against Baranchik. So there are a lot of factors that you don't know yet. I am better than I am showing you guys already. Stevenson has been chasing the Dant fight for several years to no avail, and still doesn't know why it hasn't gotten across the line. Although he knows the man who can make it happen, he's the big superstar, he's the big name, the biggest pay-per-view superstar in the sport of boxing. So with him being the biggest name and attraction, it's on him to make it happen, Stevenson told TalkSport. I'm able to keep it up that whole fight, and them 2 guys right there, is going to be the ones that give him his first. The ball is in his court. I can't say I'm going to send him an offer. I don't know why it hasn't happened. But Gervonta Davis is a strange human being, and I don't really respect him. Turkey has the money, and I don't have enough to give him a substantial offer. If he survives the fight, Davis will face WBA super featherweight champion Roach in Brooklyn on March 1st. If he wins, he is expected to face one of the 3 champions next. However, if Lomachenko looks to be the front-runner at this point, and Davis's team approached the Ukrainian slickster for a fight last year, the LMA decided to take a break from the sport. In essence, the fight between Von Davis and Crawford was a spin-off of the Ring Magazine Awards in London in January, where Gervonta Davis was one of the notable absentees. The Ring Magazine Awards ceremony brought together the best boxers of today in London this weekend, but some were conspicuously absent. Perhaps the most notable of these was Gervonta Davis, who despite announcing his retirement for 2025, has an unbeaten record after 30 fights with 28 knockouts, placing him in the elite of boxing. Tank was likely not invited because he is not on good terms with Riot Season and Sheikh Turki Alec, who also owns the Ring magazine, seemed unhappy about it, feeling as though he had been left out of the invites. Terence Crawford used the opportunity to make fun of Davis after he removed a number of posts from his former account. This led to a social media dispute that lasted until Tuesday. His ire swiftly followed a string of removed posts in which he criticized the organizers and the attendees. Although the reasons for Davis's absence from the Ring Awards are still unknown, he did receive a comment from Terence Crawford, suggesting that he may not be on the best terms with the Riot Season squad. According to rumors, Crawford, who recently met with Turki Alec, may be getting closer to an epic fight with Canelo Alvarez later this year, taking a swing at Devin Davis. The 2 champions have been at odds for a while, exchanging jabs and taunts. Terence Crawford let out a big laugh. I noticed someone who was upset over not getting invited to the Ring Magazine Gala. To understand why, Bud Crawford responded with a taunt. We must look back at the post that Gervonta Davis, music, shared. Although it appears that the post was deleted, a few publications managed to update them in their reports explaining why they didn't invite everyone. Davis asked in his post, but they invited people they deal with. So get out of here. Stop bum eating. And then, seemingly pointing at Eddie Hearn, he added, look at that little rat thinking. He came up on something. Now tell them. He added, I remember being left out, which is why I crashed the party when they let me in.